Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Or not so happy Sunday.
Yeah. And
Um,
Rissel, don't even bring that up. I don't want to talk about the fishing this morning. It was not good.
oh no. Oh, horrible. That
It
was
was bad.
horrible.
It was bad.
Yeah. And I'm still tired from last night. I was telling Randy, I said, by the time it was all said and done, I was doing podcasts for over 5 hours last night. So it was a marathon.
Yeah.
A marathon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I watched some of it, like I said, but when it comes to me going fishing the next day, I'm sorry. You guys at 1 a.m., you're on your own. I got my priorities. So.
right?
Well, obviously, we're going to start out today with a little bit of a somber note. Just going to make the normal, like everybody else has done. We want to remember Glenn, because he was always here every Sunday
Yeah.
with us the whole way. So we want
We're
to
sure
remember
gonna
Glenn.
miss Glenn.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will. He had a lot of good insight to a lot of stuff too. So he will surely be missed. So there, I did what I was supposed to do because I don't like talking about this kind of stuff at all. So
I know, I know. Our condolences go out to his family, and we will miss him.
yep, that's for sure. And now I don't know. Have they got figured out anything for what's on slate for tonight? I don't know if Texas set up for tonight's show or what. And I don't know if he's
I
doing it
don't.
at
He
7
was
again
pretty
or
tight-lipped about what he was doing. He didn't say nothing to me about it.
he didn't have anything scheduled when I set everything up for this. So I don't know what he's got. If he's going to do anything tonight or if he's going to do it later like he tried to do last week. And last week was not fun at all the way around for any of us. I don't think for whatever reason.
No,
But
no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
yeah.
He's probably out doing something, and he'll get around to it. So make sure you tune in to Infamous Minds. It should come on at 7 p.m. Central.
Stress
So
that.
tune into
Should.
that. Should. Now we're not saying yes or no because we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, y'all think this is a network? What the hell?
right. It's like we're the last to know, Randy, I think, half the time.
Yeah. And I'm the one that has to put it out on podcast next day, so I better know something pretty soon.
Right, right,
Hey, Roger, how you
exactly.
doing?
Hey, Roger. But I've been chugging along every day, but it's nice to
Yeah.
get back on the podcast and getting back to the normal schedule
Yeah.
and
I can
getting
understand.
things moving. Yeah, because you do kind of miss it, and after everything calms down a little bit, it's just kind of like you need to take a break from just all the
Yeah.
turmoil and chaos, and you're just like.
Oh,
So when I get
100%.
to talking about ghosts or cryptids or UFOs, I mean, I'm like, whew,
Yeah.
this is nice.
Yeah.
So
And it's gotten to the point these last few weeks because I work, to Thursday, and I'm usually off Friday, Saturday. But Friday, Saturday, I've been working around the house so much and trying to get stuff done. And it's usually Sunday morning. I'm sitting there going, "Oh crap, I got to set the show up," and I go out and I find what I can find on the internet real quick or whatever. I trying to set up for where we can do a couple of shows that we can really schedule and really let people know about. But
right.
I'm like the Queen Mary one we've been talking about. We want to do that one, but
Yeah.
you know how hard it is to find actual evidence on the Queen Mary. You get stories all day long.
And I hate. I'm going to say this. Paranormal Paul is in the chat room with us right now.
Is he?
Um,
Yeah, he is. I see.
he is. Well, he's one of our biggest supporters here on Truth or Tinfoil.
Yes, that's
So,
true. He is.
yeah, and so he got a piece of evidence last night, and I'm not even going to say nothing about it. I think we need to have him come on the show next week, and let's
Definitely.
go over what he got because it is
I'm all for it.
absolutely fantastic.
I'm all over that. You hear that, Paul? You hear that? You got an
Y- y-
invitation for next week. If you could bring your don't maybe go into wrestling talk here. We'll start doing a promo on you and trying to dare you to show up. We would never do
Right.
anything like that. Will I look like Tex? I mean, come on.
Right. And Pancho Zorch was there too. And,
Oh, Poncho was there.
you know,
How'd you like
yeah,
it, Poncho?
he was there. Yeah. I think we saw him once in the very first podcast, and then I didn't see him again. I think I saw his puppy more than I seen him. They're like, to hell with Pancho. We just want the puppy. Bring on the puppy.
Well, that's kind of when we did the documentary up in Brown Springs. That's kind of the way I was with uh, Josh and Marianne's dog Scout. So but they still
right?
blame me for overfeeding that dog Cheetos. So hey, you wanted Cheetos? I can't help it. I had potted meat too. I was in army speak. I was in full pogey bait mode. I had potted meat. I had crackers. I had stuff to keep me going for a good couple of days. The
Right.
dog was hungry. He needed food. I was just helping him.
Oh no, Paul says he's got a wedding to go to next Sunday night. Dang it! We'll just have to put it out
Mhm.
another week then, I guess, or something.
I'm
Gonna have to
guessing
do it.
he's trying to avoid us for some reason. That's the way I'm
He,
seeing it.
I know, I know.
Poncho, that hurt my feeler.
Oh,
Oh my god. Hey,
but anyway,
hey,
let's.
senior. Wait a second. Don't. I did not spoil Scout. I treated him like a member of the group, not a dog. Okay, he was a member of the family there. Okay.
Okay, so what happened, Randy, is you probably spoiled it rotten, and then Scout didn't pay attention when he went home. That's what happened?
Well, not according to Elmer. Elmer just like not Josh. Josh Elmer is his name, but Josh is like, yeah, you ruined my dog. You know that, right? What are you talking about? They were training him to be a paranormal dog. Is what they were actually, because Josh has done tons of paranormal work in Utah. I mean, tons, and he's a tech
Right.
genius. And they were working with, because they'd already had a dog that what they trained to go on their paranormal investigations and such with them. They were training Scout to do the same thing. I probably didn't help him a whole lot.
Yeah, well, if my daughter's cat wasn't so unruly, if she was just a little bit more lovable, that cat
Well,
that cat picks up on a
all
lot,
cats do. All
and I
cats do. I
mean,
don't care what it says.
yeah, she picks up
Uh,
on it before I do. I was like, "What is go?" Oh, okay, forget it. I got you now.
it
I know what's happening.
this little, and I'm gonna try and be nice the way I say it. This little a hole that I've got, he's a big tuxedo cat. You can tell he's got some sort of Maine Coon almost in him, but he's a tuxedo cat. For some reason, he likes to steal my oxygen at night. I mean, he'll get right here, put his face right here,
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
like, "You're an asshole." And he
Well,
sits
that
there
was
until
an
I
that was an old wives' tale. That's why people
exactly.
wouldn't have cats because they said they'd steal your breath, or you can't have a baby in the crib because they'll steal the breath. It's
They
not
steal the
stealing the
breath.
breath. They just want to cuddle you so close that they can suffocate you.
Yeah.
That and
Oh, and
especially if you're a baby and can't get the cat off you, that's
I think he
that
would
is.
do it to me just out of spite, just to see how long I'd last before I actually coughed up and shoved his ass out of the way. I thought that's exactly what he'd do. He'd wait until I and threw him.
Oh yeah, yeah. My daughter's cat's a
But
princess. She just falls down and says, "Oh, pet me," but you're gonna have to come over here to do it.
uh, mine does that too. He does the same thing. He'll fall over, wants you to pet him. Then he wants to bite you while you're petting him.
Right? But you
Like,
know what? Just a couple more minutes on this, and then we'll get started. But you know
okay,
what? My cat does not like pickles.
doesn't like pickles.
Does not like pickles, and I'm gonna tell you how bad this cat does not like pickles. I had gotten a dill pickle, and I'm a pickle fan. I love pickles. It doesn't matter what kind. I love them. So I had gotten a dill pickle, and I was eating a dill pickle, and I just wiped my hands off. I didn't wash them. I just wiped my hands off and leaned down to pet the cat. She took one sniff of my hand and hissed at me and slapped my hand away. Not once, but twice. So that's when I told my daughter, do not reach for that cat if you've got pickle on your hands. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
I'd have paid money to see that actually.
I didn't realize that they'd get like that. Normally cats will do the little dry heave thing, if they don't like something, they'll do the dry heave thing. No, she hissed and knocked
Yeah.
my hand away.
Wow.
So I was like, what? And then, I forgot about picking up the pickle, and then I put my hand down there and she hissed and did it again. So I went and washed my hands and went back to touch her. And then she smelled my hands and just smelled soap, and she was good with that.
You were clean. I got
I was,
you.
I was,
You were
I
clean
did
enough
not
to
have
touch her.
I didn't have this the pickle from Satan on my hands, something,
Oh, looks
something.
like Aggie Bell changed her name to Aggie Joy. Okay.
We know who she is.
I know who she
We
is.
know you, Aggie.
Yeah. She's
All
considered
right.
she was
Well,
just
let's.
talking to me before this, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna make sure I chime in because they put it. She gets it on her phone while over there in England where she's staying right now. She puts it on her phone and then she puts the video up on the TV, and her and Danny sit there and watch it. And then when she wants to yell at me, she gets on her phone and yells at me over chat. So
Well, there you go. Well, Paranormal Paul says the pickle from hell. I was
yeah,
going to say Satan's pickle, but that just sounds all kinds of wrong, people. I'm just saying.
was it was it a
It just sounds wrong.
a homemade pickle or was it a plastic or just a
It
store
was
bought pickle?
just a normal dill pickle. That's all it was.
Well, then you didn't get the right ones. That's why. If you should have got the homemade ones, that burn your mouth off.
Yeah, exactly. Something. I just don't approach my cat with pickle juice on your
Yeah.
hands. Just don't do it.
JD Smooth, you exercise the pickle demon.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, and we were talking about before we came on. We were talking about Hill House again, right? And I
Yes,
was looking at. I follow them on Facebook because I watch their stuff all the time. The people that have been
I
there.
do
They had an
too.
event. They had an event last night. Did you see the one with the scratch on the lady's arm?
Yes, I did see the pictures of that, and that is a massive
Yeah, the
stretch
length of her arm almost.
from the shoulder to her elbow.
I thought it went even
Uh,
past that. I think it went down further than that.
it might
But either
have. It
way,
might have.
but you could see the two pictures, the one where it was starting to come up, and then after it got to full blown, you know,
Right.
redness. I mean, you're like,
But
what
she was in the
happened here?
scry room, though. She was in the scry room,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is just a little cubby hole underneath the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Looking in the
And
mirror.
yeah, looking in that I don't go in there. I think that's just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I kind of do
So
too. We're
I
gonna
just
put text
avoid
in there.
that. Yeah, yeah. And did you also see the picture of the guy holding a
The camera.
camera?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one in the mirror. Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I almost got it. And of course, I always ask them. I say, "Hey, I want to take this. I want to use it on the show and stuff." And they're usually really good with it. They don't care.
Yeah.
Obviously, because what they
Well,
put out
sometime
there,
if
they
you
they
can get
want
them to
people to
come
watch.
on and talk about it and explain their experience, that'd be awesome too.
Well, them two, I would have on just to explain the house in general. But getting somebody
Right.
who was there in the last week or 2 weeks, like when you came on after you did yours,
Yeah.
before we even started the show, but y'all talked about it that next week, and you had the experiences fresh in your mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what I'd like to do. So
just we're just gonna let out a secret to our truth and tinfoil people. Um, I was supposed to be going to the haunted hill house this coming weekend. I was supposed to go for 3 days and just do a whole bunch of stuff there. And of course, everybody knows that I've had to cancel all of my May plans. I will be at the Alabama Bigfoot conference, so that's not a big deal. But the Hill House, I've been looking forward to that for 6, 7 months now, and I'm kind of disappointed. So I had just a thing one morning, and I was going to work, and I'm like, let me text Randy. So I said, hey, Randy, what if we do it later
yeah,
on this year? What if we do it later on this year? I mean, what does
and
everybody think about that? Wouldn't that be cool?
I went ding,
I
ding, ding,
mean,
and started looking.
right, right. So, we're going to be putting that together, and we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it
Yeah,
happen. So, everybody stay tuned. It'll be later on this year, probably late fall, early winter, probably late fall. And we're going to try and do this. So this ought to be fun
yeah,
because
it's gonna be interesting.
the last time I went, it was with all women.
Yeah, and it was
This
hot.
time, and it was hot. Yeah, it was absolutely hot.
Yeah,
But
y'all did May, we did May as well, so
mhm.
it's hot.
And this time we're talking about doing a good mixture of men and women. So this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I think it's going to be really interesting, especially if we see any kind of the activity that these other people get at that place. Like the lady couple of about a few nights back, the one that was in there in her little pixie dress and stuff, her Walt Disney dress that she would had on or whatever. That
You know, I
his
have to let
it,
me tell you something about that. Now, there was pictures that she had posted through the website.
Yep.
And she had like, she did, for me, it was improperly dressed for what she was going to be doing. First of
Yes.
all,
Yeah.
she
was
was
trying
not,
to antagonize something.
whatever it was. Maybe that's just her persona. I don't know. And I'm not saying I don't believe her, but she had on one of those dresses where it zips up and it has the little bitty clasps. Now, ladies, you'll know the little bitty clasp that kind of hooks into an eye. Okay. And we know if you're not careful, those little hooks can scratch you. And when the picture shows that the clasp is undone and she had unzipped the dress a little bit where you can see the scratch, and it's right exactly where that thing
where
is.
it should be. Yeah.
And we know, ladies know this. You got them in your bras, for goodness sake. They're going to scratch you from time to time if you're not careful.
Yep.
You know, if they're sticking out a little bit too far or whatever, they're going to scratch you. So I'm, you know, and if she's sitting in a chair and rubbing her back or, you know, just doing anything to irritate, that could be a thing. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I wasn't there. I can't say.
No. Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that you could debunk
funny how
that.
it's in the right spot. Yeah, you can debunk it real easy.
You can debunk that. There is
I
doubt.
I didn't take her scratch per se as the issue. The biggest issue I saw was when she was setting up her camera, and you see it from their camera. You know, it sounds like something happens, and then she freaks and knocks her camera down or whatever. But when you're looking from her camera, the one that she's got on her, when she's looking at her camera, I mean, from her viewpoint, her camera, you can hear an audible hiss at her.
Oh,
and it's like,
well, we know that happens. We know that
we
happens.
already knew this. But it caught her so off guard, she freaked and chunked her camera and broke it.
I mean, I had that hiss right on the back of my neck, and I could feel the air from it.
Exactly.
So I know.
I never had any real experiences in there other than when Tex was walking through. You know, I just, nothing ever hit me as, I shouldn't say odd. Everything was odd, but nothing really tried to do anything with me. There was only one person that got scratched, and that was it. Well,
the funny thing is when it happened to me and I got the hiss on the back of my neck and I could feel my hair moving. I could feel it.
Yeah.
And because I had it in a ponytail. And actually, our video is still out there. If you go back out to last May on Facebook, our video is still there.
Sure
and you can see how I was wearing my hat backwards and I had my ponytail on there. But when it happened, you watched me. Well, you can't see it. Unfortunately, they didn't get this on the video, but it was funny because I'm standing in the middle of the doorway when it happened and my eyes got real big and I took a big, huge sidestep. I'm like, oh.
Let me get away. The biggest one they got of y'all still is that one where everybody jumped out of this poker room. So.
Ooh, I swear, that one got me because it sounded like a car hit the house.
Yeah.
It sounded like a car hit the house and it was coming through right behind me. So I was like, oh, good God.
All of us in there going, oh boy, fresh meat.
Yeah. But if you watch us, we're there all night long. We are there. We did not leave that house until 10 o'clock the next morning. Did not leave it.
Yes,
nope.
Pancho, I'm going to show you my bra pic next, okay? Get ready for it.
We still haven't seen the full body pantyhose suit yet. So when you produce that, he'll produce his bra pic, okay?
Oh, is he supposed to give us a full body pantyhose suit?
Yeah, because I always tell everybody that pantyhose is your best defense against ticks. You know, so I do wear pantyhose when I'm out hiking. It's just a simple fact. I hate pantyhose. We did it in the Army. Yeah, I hate pantyhose.
No matter what anybody says, I'll tell you straight out. In the Army, and Pancho, you should be able to verify this. Anybody that's been on a road march in the Army has worn pantyhose.
Oh yeah, and I'll wear tights. I'll wear tights under my clothes if it's super cold outside. Absolutely, they are. It's the undergarment that everybody hates, but it does a lot of good stuff too. So you know.
But okay.
Paul says he wears pantyhose on his head from time to time.
Well, that's to cover up the face. Have you seen the guy?
Well, when you're robbing convenience stores and stuff. I guess that would come in handy.
I guess so. Oh, we didn't mean to say that out loud, Paul. Sorry.
Just
We might
kidding.
have let
Just
that out
kidding.
a little bit.
Yeah, just kidding. All right. Well, let's get started. Let's start into
Okay.
this. Let's
This is
because
going to start off interesting too. This is because these are literally stuff I pulled off the web. Some of them, a couple of them we've seen before, but I've got a little bit more
background.
background for them and dates and
Okay.
such. So a couple
All
of them I
right.
had never seen before, and I might have looked at them and just never thought about them. So we'll start with
Right.
this one. This one was the first one that kind of caught me a little off guard. All right, let me get zoomed in here. And
Yeah,
as you
on
can
this
see,
one. Yeah, this
she's
one I
in a
spotted it right off.
yeah. This is the lady at the pilot seat and stuff. Let me get up the little write up. This is 1987. Her name's Mrs. Sayer. She's visiting an airfield in England with her friend. She thought it'd be fun to take a photo with her sitting in the cockpit. And I just went into immediate Beavis and Butthead mode right there. Cockpit.
I'm sure you
uh,
did.
when the image was developed, there was a man sitting in the pilot seat who hadn't been there when the photo was taken. Long lost pilot, nobody for sure because she doesn't know who the man is. So, I mean, you could see the collar. You can't make out the face, but you can see the collar and you can see the shadow from the collar,
Yeah.
but nothing else really.
No. At first glance at it, it doesn't look like an older gentleman either.
No, no, it just looks like a figure sitting or somebody sitting in that other seat and just
Yeah.
happens to be behind the windshield of that helicopter that she's sitting in. And, maybe he was in that was his ride at one time. Because Poncho and a couple others out there, anybody that's ever flown and has ever been in a helicopter knows when they talk about right seat rides, they're talking about guys that are in the right seat. Your main helicopter pilot is usually in the left seat. The right seat ride means the guy that's in charge of the actual aircraft is usually in the right seat, and he may be piloting, but he's there to help the guy in the left seat, and he's teaching them how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And as they have to put a certain amount of flight hours in, they have to have those rides every so often. And as far as the military goes, so we don't know when the crash was, JD. We really don't know when the crash was or anything like that. There wasn't a crash that we know of. There's never been no
Right.
crash associated
This
with it
is
that I
just an
know.
apparition that had appeared
Yeah,
in the picture. Now,
exactly.
I
She's just
mean,
visiting the airfield. Probably just it's probably a display piece is what it is.
yeah.
So,
You know,
what's your thoughts?
the thing is that I've said this before on Blondes and Booze and previous shows that do I believe cars can be haunted? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a couple people who are living today that I believe that they love their vehicles more than their spouse.
Oh, yeah. I know a bunch of guys like that.
So, but if he had the love of flying and he perhaps had passed, at some point, well, he's going to go back to his happy place if he can get there, or maybe he even died on property. Who knows?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. That's where if that seat right there was where he had the most fun in his life, where he was
yeah,
the happiest, why
yeah,
wouldn't he come back there?
right. Or maybe that
Yeah.
was, a particular aircraft that he had flown previously.
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, I can't debunk it. The only thing I'm really having an issue with, as I say hi to Jason there, the only thing I really have a real problem with, as you look at this, you see it looks like something there, but it looks like the white of the shirt continues on to the actual uh frame right here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Kind of looks like it continues onto there. And if that's the case, we're talking about a reflection. Some way, shape, or form, this is a reflection of what I can't tell you. My only issue with calling it a reflection, though, is you got pieces of equipment that I'm assuming it's a piece of equipment right here anyway, that's in front of it on the inside. So how does it bleed over if it's an apparition or this just happens to be, something weird just happening there with the reflection? But it is dead on with the actual the suit or the white shirt. It
Well,
looks
we
to
can
me
see
anyway.
that the sun is shining. I mean, we can
Yeah,
see that. I mean,
there's
because
her
look
shadow,
at her. Yeah, look
and
at her
he's got his
pant
shadow on
leg,
it.
and you can see the
Yeah,
shadow on her pant leg.
yeah,
So we know that the sun is shining through the window.
yes. And she's got a little
So
bit of shade up here, so it's covering a little bit. But
so if the sun is shining behind you,
yes,
you're gonna see a black shadow in front of you.
you should. Yes,
But it looks like the sun is shining on her, so that would be my take. So if somebody was standing there, then you would see a complete black shadow and not
yeah,
something that looks like a full apparition.
exactly. I agree with that. My only, like I said, the biggest issue I got is it doesn't it doesn't cover the frame of the window. See right here, but when it gets to the metal part of the frame is when you see it again. So my bet is because it blocks out here, but it doesn't block out here. This is definitely equipment. Now that I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here. That's definitely equipment in the helicopter right here. So it's not.
Well,
It's not. It's behind that equipment.
yeah, it's behind the windshield wiper.
Yeah. So I see that, but this just sticks out to me. Why is that there? You know, if you're taking the picture now, here's a little bit more here. Here's a little glare right here. This very well could just be glare from the sun. It very
It
well
could
could just
be
be glare.
because
And this right,
look at her pant leg.
yeah, it's right here. So
Yeah,
that sun it hits right here just right, and then it hits this frame just right, but it makes it look like that apparition goes all the way through.
right.
But it doesn't because it's broken
JD
by the
Smooth
by the
says Smooth says it looks like a fake. It says if you look at the back of her seat, there's no shadow of her.
well, because her shadow technically, JD, if you're looking, it would be over in this area somewhere.
Well, and then
Because
look behind her. You can see where she's blocking out the sun. But
and see
if you
here's
look at
here
her head, there's no sun shining on her head.
no, because it's blocked by up here, so it's up high. But look, this area right here, this would be the center piece of the windshield. Let me back out and
Yeah,
see if I can get it. No, can't quite get it to where I want to see it, but that could be the center of the windshield coming through on the same
and
way.
her shadow is off to the side.
Yeah. Let's see. Even if
It's a
there was a back part of
possibility.
her seat, there. I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is real in any way, shape, or form. I've looked at it. It doesn't look to be doctored in any way, shape, or form from everything that I've been able to see on it. But
If yeah, if you take into account her clothing, now we gotta think about that the date that it was taken and what
yeah,
kind of camera was used to take it.
1987, and I'm betting it. I'd almost bet it isn't a 35 millimeters. Probably one of those old 110s is what I'm betting.
Yeah, yeah.
But it could have been. It could have been a 35 millimeter. Who knows? Or
Judging
and
by
it
the
maybe
color quality, I think you're right with the 110.
yeah. And but if you look at her leg right here, see how the shadow's coming off her leg. That whole side to the inside of her thigh and her calf right there. So that tells me the sun is shining from this way down this way. So we should be seeing her shadow out here somewhere. Is the way I'm seeing it.
Depending on where it was in the sky. But
Yeah,
according to the glare on it and her pant, and her pant, I would say that it was like mid
like
morning.
somewhere up here, like in this area though, but it's shining down on her from
Yeah, I would
this
say
area up here.
mid morning sun.
Yeah.
That would
So
be my guess. Just because it wasn't, of course, if it was, at high noon, then the sun would be beating down pretty much directly above her.
yeah, and what I'm
So we're
thinking
not,
is, like you said, there should be something behind her head no matter what. I'm thinking there might be, but it would be out of picture. Is what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be over here somewhere.
yeah.
I'm thinking
But
that
that just,
this shadow
yeah,
right here is coming from the windshield, but it may not even be coming from the center portion of the windshield. It may be coming from that right side windshield
yeah.
all the way over.
Because we don't know the position of the sun at this point either. Hell,
Yeah,
we're just taking a guess on basically
yeah,
what time of day it is.
exactly. I mean,
Um,
because let's see if let me look at my little notes again, see if they gave me an actual time of day. I don't think they did. Just 1987 is all it says.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no
That was
time of
too
day.
for me. For me, that's too hard to determine. I can't tell
Yeah,
you if it is or it isn't.
yeah,
We really don't have enough information on that picture to determine if it would be a fake because of the shadow. We don't know what time of day it was.
yeah.
We have no idea.
Now I can
Um,
tell you, looking at it though. Now that's just straight out looking at it through, uh, technical jargon. Look at her knuckles right here. What do? They come around, right? I can see where he's coming from, but this part of that right seat over there makes it look like it's part of the actual frame when it is not. She's covering up the very left side of the right seat. So, it kind of looks at first if you zoom in, it looks like her fingers and stuff are all outside of the cockpit and not holding that stick where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But then you look closer, you see that is not the case. Actually, this is the frame here. This is the left side of that right seat, so it is behind her. It is behind where she's supposed to be as far as being in that left seat.
right, right.
Um, and yeah, I mean, Paul's like she seems happy. I'm not going to ask why Paul said she's happy because they're talking about
Yeah,
holding the
we're not going to
joystick.
repeat what Moon said.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we're just not going to go there. Uh,
I'm with you. I'm with JD. I understand what he's saying because normally when you look at something like this, you want to see some sort of shadow, and I just don't think it's in the picture. Honestly, is what it is. But very well could be right because I can't see anything else that would lean it to be a fake in any way, shape, or form. I don't see any of the telltale signs of an overlay or anything like that, or any kind of double exposures. And like I said,
bring that down a little bit. Bring it down a little bit
down where
to about
back
midway.
to right in here.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it's cast. We've got. I'm trying to figure out where the shadow is coming from on her leg that is partially extended
this one or
down
this
on
one.
the bottom of her pant leg. I'm trying to figure out where that shadow is coming from.
That shadow is coming from her leg itself, the pant cuff right here.
Okay, so it's
That's
kind of like bent, so it's doing that. So then it
yeah.
would be directly on her. So I don't know. I don't know that you would think
Well, I
that
wouldn't
you
say
would see more
directly
of a
on her. I
shadow.
would say it's more toward the upper in the to if she's sitting there to her right in the upper corner of the windshield on the right side. I would say that's probably in that area where it's coming through at.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence with this one. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have enough information. And sometimes information is the key, because JD Smooth may be right.
Yeah, no, no,
That
I
he
don't
may
doubt
be
it one bit.
absolutely right. But we
And
can't
I just
determine because we don't have a time of day or where the sun
nope.
was pointing or what angle they were coming in on that, where that thing was angled at, where it was
Yeah, I'm just looking
sitting.
at the shadows on her legs. I mean, that's what makes me determine where the actual, sun would be coming through that windshield at, and still cover her face, with a
Right,
shade.
right.
So that makes me
Well,
think it's up in that area. So, but honestly, you can't say one way or the other because we just
no.
don't know. But I cannot
I'm gonna
see
I'm
anything
gonna
anywhere
call
where it looks
this.
like it's faked.
I'm gonna call this one. I don't know.
We're gonna go, maybe,
Eh. Yeah, I don't. I put on a hat. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
Pilot isn't on the right, but the instructor pilot Bristol's talking about uh the right. When I was talking about the right seat ride, Bristol, I'm talking the main pilot's on the left side, but if they're on their right seat rides or their
Yeah,
instruction
because
rides, the pilot in charge would be on that right side, so to be in control of the aircraft. That's what I'm talking about when I say that.
right. It's just like if you're learning to drive and you're a student
Yep.
driver, you're going to be driving on the side of the car you're
Yeah.
supposed to be, but the instructor will have controls and gas and brake on the other side too.
Yeah,
So
but he's 100% right, though. I mean, he's 100% right. And the collective on that right side, when he's talking about the collective, he's talking about that white handle right here, where she's at right here. The
Yeah.
collective is still on the left side in that right seat, so it's still
Right.
there. It's still in the same spot.
Okay.
Or
Paul
it is
says,
on the American ones. Let's put it that way.
Paul says, call it a pickle if you don't know. I call it the pickle conundrum.
Dadgummit, I can't even put any tinfoil on that one. So,
I
but
don't know.
it was a very interesting photo. That's why I grabbed it. So I wanted to see what everybody thought about it. So,
Well, try the next one.
all right, we're gonna go to the next one. Well, we got this one was interesting because I just like
Mm.
okay, I don't know where they came up
This
with
one
this.
is famous.
Is
This
it
one is very famous. Yes.
okay? Because all I
Yes.
got from it, from where I found it at, the only thing I got was 1950s. Two boys sit happily in their mother's laps, but a pretty terrifying, unexpected guest is dropping in, hanging disturbingly from the rafters. Okay. Well, yeah, there's something hanging disturbingly from the rafters, but hell, that could be any one of their husbands and stuff trying to play a joke on them. What do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think this is a joke.
You don't think this one's a joke?
No, I do not.
Why is that? And for people listening on the podcast side, we got a picture. There's two ladies from the 1950s. There's two boys sitting in their seats. We're assuming they're mothers and sons, and there is what looks like a figure hanging from the ceiling, and it's got
Hanging
a
upside
darkened
down.
face, upside down from the ceiling. Is it
Mhm.
almost like the old meat hooks that they used to put? You know, I hate to say it like this, but they used to put the slaves on meat hooks after they died and such. They
Mhm.
would hang them upside down, like
Right.
they were meat.
Right.
And as you look at this, I mean, I can't say
The only problem I have with this photo, and I've always had it because this has been out there for years.
yes.
Um, why are they taking the picture with the women off to the side, the table obscuring underneath that body hanging?
Exactly.
It's kind of offset. Like, wouldn't you have the women more in the middle of the picture than you would have them offset?
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought if you were taking that picture in the 1950s, you want to take a picture of mothers and their sons, you're going to center the two of them, not just the one in the middle. You're going to center the two of them. You're not
Yes, you're
going
going
to
to
take it
center them
where
in the
you're
middle.
obviously centering her in the middle so you can get this other person on her right side.
Right. Because this leaves just enough room for what looks like a man hanging from the rafters. It leaves
Well,
just enough room for him. And you can't see what's behind that.
and
You know what I
my
mean?
big,
You can't
my
see.
issue, this is my issue now. When we zoom in, we see that blackened face and such just doesn't fit. It really doesn't fit.
Well, then again, what if it was manifesting? What what degree was it manifested in at that point? Was it in full
Yeah.
manifestation? We don't know.
No, we don't. But to have this white of an arm sleeve and then
Hmm.
everything else to this side being grayed out almost, if you want to call it that.
Okay, bring it
It
down
literally
for
just
me. Let me see the whole
here's the
picture. I'm
other
gonna
thing.
explain something to you real quick, real quick. The other thing is that what kind of gets it for me is if you look at the body, how it's kind of like a wispy, like it's wispy all the way around it. But look at the
Yeah,
table. The table is perfect, even down to the candle
yeah.
and the flame.
It's
They're
here's my
perfect.
problem. Yeah,
They're
my
perfect.
problem. But here's my problem with this. Look at these candlesticks now. You gonna tell me that's the shadow of the candlesticks behind them during the flash? Because that's the
That's
only thing it
eh,
could
eh,
be.
yeah, possibly, yeah. Well, again, depending on, where they were taking it from, we don't know all that, don't know the angle. But I would assume that you would seek some type of shadow
Yeah.
behind them.
Eh,
But this thing it is not what we would normally say photoshopped or overlaid or something like that, because look at, like I said, the fuzziness of it. It looks,
yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, I see it. The whole thing's out of
yeah,
focus.
it looks totally different than everything else in the
Yeah,
picture. And like I
it
said,
doesn't
depending
belong there.
on if this thing was manifesting, was it at full manifestation at that point? It might not
Yeah,
have been.
it very well might not have been because I mean, I just there's
Yeah,
As
I
I
know.
zoom
I'm
into
right there
these,
with
I
you.
want to look at these and see if I can make anything out on these the jackets and shirts and such to see if I can kind of, because if you got the candles there, now they said this was taken in the 50s. That was the spiel on it. I would venture to guess that it was even taken earlier than that, or that camera that they got is an old style camera for that time, because we're talking about a
And it could have
massive
been.
flash. We're talking about a massive flash. But if you're doing that massive flash, how come we have the shadows of these here, these candlesticks, but we have no shadows behind the ladies?
Well, I'm sorry, but back, way back as when I can remember as a child, they had massive flashes on their cameras.
Yeah,
I mean, you ever had the picture taken and then you seeing dots because you can't see nothing else?
exactly. I fully
Yeah,
understand. But once
yeah.
again, why do I have shadows on the candlesticks, but no shadows on the actual women?
That
I
that's a good question. That's
it
a good
makes me
question.
think. It makes me think that somebody may have, and I don't mean they did. I mean, but they very well may have. This whole area here could have been a double exposure to put this into the actual frame. There may not have been anything on this table originally.
Yeah, even to take the picture in the first place is odd.
Yeah.
Just the placement of the people in the
Yep.
picture. I mean, of course, they may have cut this down over the years or whatever,
Yeah. It may have
to
been a
make
bigger
it.
picture, a
It
wider
may have
picture
been
at
a
one
bigger
point.
picture, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't think that it's per se real, even though a lot of people say it's real. That
Yeah,
what's
and
the
it could
white
have
dots
been a
on the
double
left hand of the
exposure.
object?
Absolutely.
What white
Because
left hand of the subject? I'm trying to read this. Sorry, John said, "What are the white dots on the left hand of the object?" I'm assuming he's talking about right here.
yeah, can you pull that up farther?
It looks like just a shine through. It looks like a translucency, something behind what the manifestation is.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could see because oh, you know what
But
it
do you
is?
see how
It's
it's
her
like
chair.
wispy? Do you see how it's like
It's
wispy
reflection
around
off
that?
her. Yeah, but that's the reflection
Okay.
of her chair
Right.
behind her. See it?
Right. But as it's wispy behind it, now I have caught a manifestation at Waverly Hills Sanitarium
Don't wanna talk to
that
me. I don't want to talk to you no more.
uh, that I didn't catch it from the beginning. I caught it by accident, and I snapped pictures of three, and you can actually see it there, and it looks real wispy, just like that, like the arm of this thing. It looks real wispy, and then in the next picture, it's a little lighter, and then the third picture, it's basically gone.
Yeah.
So I've seen things like that, but okay, bring it back out again.
Okay. Coming back out. And that's full right there.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know about this
Yeah.
one.
You can make statements for and against all along because something like Moon said, something just ain't right about this
Yeah,
picture. And Aggie said right there, her theory is a prank in developing. I mean, the developers at one time could screw with people if they wanted to. They were
yeah,
like, the pharmacists. You had to trust that they weren't going to, but they very well could have. I just there's too many things. If you can see where the actual now the flash. We're gonna assume this is one of those big flashes. The guy holding it up like the old 30s, 40s, type thing. The big old flash with
yeah,
the big boom, and it's centered on them. Now I'm saying this because as I look at it as a whole, you can see it centered on them. So
yeah.
they may not have done good job of framing the picture, but it looks like they did a good job of aiming their flash to get what they wanted.
Right.
And then if
That's
that's the
true.
case, that would explain these shadows you're seeing over here because their shadows are still there. We can't see them because it's a direct light, where this has now become an off center light.
Right. Well, Paul was asking how tall is the ceiling, though. Okay, so we've got to take into consideration the year that
It,
this was taken. So what are you talking about? What 8 foot, 9 foot ceiling?
you're talking
They
9 to
weren't
10
very
foot.
tall. You
Well,
thinking
no,
9 to 10 foot back at that day?
at
I,
that time, you're talking 9 to 10
I
foot.
would
It's
say
because
8 to 9 foot.
most of the studs at that time that they used for walls were all in the 9 to 10 foot range. Because people, when they were
Okay.
building, the builders at that time like the open airiness of uh the
Okay.
higher ceilings. That's why a lot of the older places after the old people have died. I'm talking about older houses and such. You'll see a lot of people they got drop ceilings put in and stuff to bring it down. We saw it at Crest.
Okay.
Remember how they did it at
Mhm.
Crest? At the Crest, they were
Yeah,
talking
but
about
that
they had
was
put
that was
the people before them had dropped those ceilings down. Remember, and put the drop ceilings in to
yeah, but we're
bring.
talking about a house, and by just looking at the decor in the house, I'm
Yeah,
assuming that they were around the
they're
middle
anywhere from
class somewhere in there.
I'm saying
That
into 8 to 10 foot,
8 to 10 foot, yeah,
8 to 10 foot.
and
Because
I'm thinking 10 foot would be high. I mean 9 foot would be probably my max for it, but I mean
let's see, I'm just looking at my little cubby hole right
because if
here.
they're sitting down, the arms are almost all the way down to the seat of the
Yeah,
chair.
yep. And judging from the handles on the side with the lady on the right there,
and
she's yeah,
and we're not seeing the body, the bottom half of it, which
no,
seeing an apparition is not always the case. You may not see the whole thing.
no. And most table heights are in the 27 to 30 inch range. Okay. And that end table that's right in front of the window, that should be a 30-inch table, is what it should be. So you talk about 30 inches there. We can't see the ceiling, obviously, but I just with that being 30, there it's at least 8 foot. At least 8 foot.
Huh. That's
Yeah,
what I
see,
don't know. I'm
Gary's the
not going
same
to
thing.
say for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a
I
famous picture and it's been out there.
Yeah, and nobody's been able to debunk it. I haven't seen anybody able to actually truly debunk it because there's just too many things that you could say, "Oh, well, this ain't right." Yeah, but it would be right if this was the situation, and we don't know that situation.
Well, yeah, you can say it ain't right, but neither is a body hanging from the ceiling. Okay, that's not right.
Exactly. No, no,
That's
no.
not right.
Like I said,
Seeing
this
an
was most
apparition
likely.
isn't right. Yeah.
I would bet money that this was done by a family member who had a camera, and they were sitting there, and they got said, "Hey, let's get a picture of you two together with your kids," and he didn't know how to frame it. He knew how to point
Right.
his flash properly, but he didn't know how to frame it.
Right. Okay, JD Smooth says, okay, the woman on the right side that's holding, I think it's the cute child with the black jacket. What is that below her arm? I believe that is the arm of the chair.
These right in this area.
Yeah,
Here, I'll zoom in right here.
right by
Yeah,
her elbow.
that's what I
What's
was
your
saying. She's
arm of the
resting
chair?
her arm. Yeah, she's resting her arms on the arms of that chair. It's like a captain's chair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's talking about down here. You talk about down here? That may be what he's talking about down here.
Well, I have a very old chair in my home, and it doesn't. There's the armrest, but the what's holding it to the seat is not straight up and down. It is on a backward angle.
Yeah, I can
It was
understand
just the
that,
time that the chair was made, and
and
that
that
could
very
be
well
what we're
could
seeing
be.
there. Hmm.
It looks like it might be even against the wall or something there too. But it's I can't tell you for sure, JD. I can't tell for sure. It looks like it very well could be that, like you're talking about, but it could also be part of the heating source at the time, the radiators. It could be
Could have
one of
been.
those against the wall. So it's too hard to tell you when you zoom in. It's too blurry to make it out. But it looks too ornate
John,
to be a radiator. It
right?
could be, but who knows?
Who knows?
I
John
can't
says
tell from that
it looks like one of the candles is split.
right here. It's
I don't
split.
know. Yeah, it looks like it's split.
Let's see here. I don't see a split anywhere really. I see this. It looks like the hand of the figure is kind of almost grasping it.
I don't think that's it. I think it's just the candle itself.
I'm pretty sure it's probably from the
And
offset
depending
of
on how
the.
candles melt, it just depends on how they melt. So I
Tough to
wouldn't
say,
put
yeah. But look
yeah,
how much skinnier that one looks versus the other two, and you sit there
right.
looking at it, you're like, okay, I can understand where somebody would see that issue. Looks like his hand's going around it if you look real close. Looks like his hand might be grasping for it, but I still think it's due to
I
the
don't
fact that the flash is centered over here, and that's created more shadows over here.
yeah. I don't know. I'm a it's a pickle conundrum.
Wait, isn't that a kid's leg? Wait, we're talking about truth. I'm trying to keep up with you guys out there. I see it here. Da, 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 da. That kid's leg because their elbows are armrests. Yeah. I don't know if that's a kid's leg or not. I don't know. I don't think that's the kid's leg. I think his legs are still in dark pants, and they're kind of out here somewhere. I'm trying to look at it from this side, but my side over here with my bigger uh resolution. I mean, I can get down to it easier, but it looks like honestly that there is a jacket on her legs right here or something. I can't tell for sure. I wish I could get it where you
Maybe
guys could
she's
see it
wearing a
better.
black skirt. We don't know. She
Yeah,
might
I
be
just
wearing a
don't know.
black skirt or a
I
navy
can't tell.
blue. We don't know.
It looks like there's
Right.
his pants, and this is some sort of jacket or something that's thrown over the legs, is what it looks like to me. So,
To me, like I said, she could be wearing a black skirt or a dark skirt of some sort,
yeah,
making it appear that way. So we don't know.
but
We
okay.
don't.
So
I'm gonna give this. Mm,
I'm we're going to agree to disagree on this one because this is
yeah.
me on this one, straight out because I'm going straight out. I don't think they
Yeah.
did it. I think somebody after the fact did it, and I think somebody
Well,
used
said,
something.
like I said from the beginning, the picture is taken weird.
Yes, it is.
It's just a weird setup right there.
Yeah,
So
see,
that's it. That's just it for me.
large.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could have been just a weird picture that somebody added that body into. I don't know.
And Air Force is saying something about the lady on the with the hands, the size of the hands. Eh, I don't see a whole lot of issue with that one. She's got him interlaced right there, holding him. And anybody's ever held a young kid like that, and he's probably, I'm gonna say
He's
max
probably
of
got his
5.
hands in there.
Yeah, he's got his hands in there, or she's got him in there, holding him there to take that picture.
Yeah. I've had to do that to my own children.
Yeah,
It's like, give me your hands. Just give me your hands for a minute. Just hold still.
yeah.
And that could be
So
true. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
okay, all right. I'm saying it.
But
You're saying and I'm saying no. Okay,
yeah, I'm
got it.
saying,
I,
I'm not sold it's real. I'm not sold it's not. So
and I'm not
both of
sold. I'm
them.
not saying that they did it. I'm saying somebody
You
along
think
the
somebody else
line
did it?
did it. I think somebody did it after the fact because they
Well,
saw an
yeah,
area
because
where they could play around with it
well,
type thing.
shoot,
So
yeah, exactly. You're right, exactly. Because it was a weird photo that had a lot of space in it, and they said, "Oh, let's just throw that there and make people laugh," whatever.
yeah,
Yep.
and they never thought about it after that. So all right, next victim.
No.
What we got now? I'm gonna get this out right now. Yeah. All right, guys. As you can see, the Ghost Hampton Court Palace. Okay. I'm going to bring up my write up on this one just so I can read it like I'm supposed to read it. This is the 1800s, is all it gives me. This is the image purports to be Catherine Howard, the fifth wife of Henry VIII, who was executed for adultery in 1542. She is said to haunt the horn room at Hampton Court Palace. Naturally, these sorts of images are usually spoofed through double exposure. Duh. That's a painting.
Hmm.
Look at the elbows. Look at the face. That is a painting. I mean, they even got it. Look, I bet money that's part of the daggum. Uh, I don't want to say it the wrong way.
Does it not
1800s.
look like it has? Doesn't it look like it has paint strokes?
Well, between that and this down here, looks like there's when they did the overlay or did the double exposure, they had some sort of picture behind it. and that picture transformed into this as well. How are you going to have that picture in the 1800s? And I'm not talking about the picture of her. I'm talking about that picture that's coming through her daggum skirt right there.
Yeah, no. This is a no for me. Absolutely. I'm just
Yeah.
that no, just
I mean, guys,
I don't think
I'm
we
living
even
it
really
right
need
here.
to discuss this, Randy.
No. Well, I like it because look at the pointy elbows. Come on now. She got really good pointed elbows and no, she's covering her eyes and she's got no fingers. Do they chop her for fingers too?
Yeah, that's what I said. It looks like paint strokes, like somebody used
Yeah,
a paintbrush
that's exactly what it looks like. It is a painting
and they
that has
overlaid that
been
picture.
bingo. Like I said, it's just and that
Yep.
that bit behind it is just a dead giveaway right there. That's just a dead giveaway to me.
Yeah.
Of course, the whole thing's a dead giveaway. That's not the problem. Problem is that one right there. I didn't even notice it when I first looked at it. I was like, wait, there's a picture behind the picture. Whoever did the overlay or did the double exposure didn't even know what they were doing for that.
Right. Okay, so I guess we don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this. This is
But I
a
like it. I like it. Oh no, I ain't. Okay.
all right.
This is I'm taking this
This
off of here.
one, this one's kind of good. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I kind of like this one. Hey, what's up, OPR?
Let us know when you see it,
Yes,
everyone. Let
I
us
like
know.
pointy elbows, especially when they're digging in my back. Oh, sorry.
Okay, let us know when you see it. Because what we're looking at is there's an elderly lady. It looks like she's sitting in a chair. She possibly has a walker of some sort sitting next to her. She has a cup
Definitely a
sitting in
cane.
front of her. Okay. And then you can see there's green grass, like she's sitting under a tent. There's green grass behind her. There's vehicles behind her. There's trees. Okay. So we're getting it. A truth walker says it's Voldemort.
That's exactly what I thought the first time I saw this.
That's
That
what
is
we were
exactly what
saying.
I thought.
We
Now
thought
this,
that too. So just above this lady's head, okay, we see a man's figure behind her. Now, it is very distinct. There is a, you can see the head, the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the neck. You can even see part of the shoulder and part of the upper arm on the one side
yep,
because he is directly behind her. Now, give us
yes.
the background on this story.
Okay. Now this one was taken in, I believe it was '96. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, this was Grandpa's Ghost, is what this was called. August of 1997. Somehow this lady's husband managed to appear, and the children identified this as her husband. Her husband appeared in this photo despite passing away 7 years prior. Denise Russell took this photo of her grandma, who lived alone at the time, on 17th of August, 1997. If I'm taking a picture of grandma and I develop it, and it's 97, so I'm betting money it was film. It's got to be film almost.
It's got to be film. Yeah.
And
Well,
most
97, they had
likely,
video cameras, so it might not have been.
yeah, it could have been, but it would have still been, well, it would have been
It's still
digital.
been film.
It would still been a film. But
Yep,
either
sure
way,
would have.
if I get it developed or I play it, even I play the film on a projector and I see that, wait, why is Pawpaw up there? Why is Pawpaw behind her? Why is he there? She's going to know that's her grandfather if he only died 7 years prior.
That's what I'm saying. Anybody who saw this picture in the family, that is validation because they can look at it and say, that is my grandpa.
Yeah.
That's the validation to the picture. Now, we not knowing the family, we do not know this. So we have to look at it from this perspective of,
Yeah.
did somebody put that in there? Or is this a real picture of an apparition? But it was not there in plain sight. It only came up
No.
on film.
Yeah. And I think he's looking at the Grim Reaper above the red truck. If you look at the
Yeah,
OPR, look at that
yeah, I
back by
see
the
it.
red truck. You see it? I'm gonna zoom in
Yeah,
so
I
everybody can
see
see
it.
it real quick because OPR brought it up. I saw it before, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird," but it's the shadowing thing. I know, but that's just kind of
Yeah,
cool looking,
it's the pareidolia thing,
Yeah,
but I
but it
love
was still
that.
kind of cool looking because honestly, you think there's a Grim Reaper and there's Predator right next to him.
Right?
So I mean,
I see it. See
but
that, but see that's the fun thing about pareidolia.
yeah,
That's why I love clouds.
but this one, who was it? I'm trying to
It
see.
even
Was it
looks
Hair
like the
Force?
man has a beard.
Yeah, Hair Force said it right. It says, it says all the shadows on the man's figure match up with everything behind him. The shadows on him match with what the shadows are back there. It's
Well,
like
and
it's in the right
the thing.
spot.
All right, so let's talk about that for a second. In this instance, if it is not seen with the naked eye,
Yeah,
this is imprinted on film, meaning that it may or may not have shadows. It's not standing there in the flesh, or it's not standing there in the spirit. We cannot see this. It is
yeah.
imprinted on the film. So it may or may not have shadows. I've had that happen too. That you're not seeing these things, but when you develop the picture, like it's right there. So, but it does look like he's standing there, like was said, with the sunshine coming down. Like, how could you miss that?
And Hair Force is right. We have to go with the evidence and not hearsay. But the only thing we have to go off of is what people on the ground tell us. That's the same thing with just about any bit on Facebook. I can't say it's yay or nay, obviously, but there's nothing that on this picture at all that leads me to think that that person, that man behind her is real when she's, look how clear she is. From what I can see and what I see behind her head, he's not that far behind her. Wouldn't you think he'd be clearer than that?
No, no.
No, I'm not talking about it as a specter. If it was a real man
If
standing
it
there
was
like
flesh
what is
and
being
blood
said,
person,
yeah,
depending on where the camera was focusing.
yeah, that's true. But I don't see him being that far behind her because look at where the truck is back here in these cars.
Well,
That's probably a
he's
good,
behind her. I would
yeah,
say about 10 feet.
yeah,
About 10
10,
feet
10, 12
behind her.
foot because I don't think he's as far back as that little walkway that's right there.
No,
But we
it
can't
looks
see
like
his feet, obviously.
it looks like he's farther back than that chair sitting on the one side of her. He's farther back than that.
Yep. I think he's just past this area right here.
Right. So
Could it be
I'm gonna,
somebody walking behind her? Yeah, it very well could be. It very well could be.
but
But
to
while,
honestly turn around and stand and look at somebody
yeah,
while they're taking a
uh,
picture. Mm,
I mean that's a photo bomb. That's a big time photo bomb there.
did
But
we even do photo bombs back then? I don't think we
we
did
didn't
photo
know we didn't
bombs.
know what photo bombs were. What are you talking
Well,
about?
yeah, we didn't know what they were. We would just fall in the picture.
Yeah, so I
Um,
I can't say yes, I can't say no, obviously. But to me, like I said, I've got nothing on there to doubt them. And
mhm.
quite frankly, 3/4 of the evidence out there, we've got to go with here. I shouldn't say hearsay, but the people that were on the ground, they're the ones that had the experience. But they didn't experience this. They didn't know this until the actual film. According to them, they didn't know it until the film was developed.
Yeah.
And like I said, Air Force is right. We could totally say no, but I can also totally say yes.
Yep. Because there's nothing in the photo stating that this is not real.
I'm
We
trying to
can't
look
say
at,
that.
and
And
I'm
like
going,
I said, this all comes down to the picture itself to me is real.
yeah,
That's all I can say is the picture looks like to me it is real. Now,
I'm
whether that
trying,
man was there or not, we can't
yeah,
even say. Can I say
and
it's a
I'm
ghost? No.
no, not in the least.
Mm-mm. I can only go by what the backstory is. So if we're going by the backstory
Yeah,
and we're going by what was told,
what we're seeing
then
right
I would
here.
say it was real.
Now, and I'm with him. Like I said, I've seen this 100 times. I've seen this picture out there looking 100,000 times probably, and every
Well, the
time I
only
look
thing
at it, and
that
I
would have
just
been
kind of brush
good,
it off.
the only thing that would have been good right here is if we had an inset picture of the grandfather.
Yeah, if I could have seen that and seen and be able to match it up. I mean, because you say it looks like you see a beard right here. I don't know if I see a
Mhm.
beard per se or just a little bit of a glare, I guess. But what would have been great if it wasn't directly behind her head, if I could have seen more of the arm, maybe more of the torso to be able to tell for sure, because it's just absolutely perfect behind her head to where you can't see nothing else.
Yeah, the man in the picture is supposedly her husband that has been dead for how many years? 7
7 years at this point.
or 7 years at this point.
Yeah, Air Force, you're right. I mean, Patterson Gimlin is real, but is that a Bigfoot in the video? I'm going to say yes. We're not going to get on that one later.
Yeah,
but
because
and that's
we've
just
already done that.
that's. I'm with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. We don't try to say yes, no, or whatever to anybody's beliefs on it. You think it's not real, then yeah, more power to you. I don't know if it's real or not, but I can only say that boy, it's got a lot of good points to it both ways. Honestly, on both ways.
Right, right, exactly. And we went over it about even from the way that Patty walked,
Yeah,
that it could not be duplicated by a human to that effect. So
yeah,
we're,
and like
I
yeah, I've done this.
I've
Like I
had
said,
an
this one
encounter.
picture.
Yeah, I've had an encounter. I'm so I believe that that film is real. But this one here, I believe the picture is real.
Yeah,
Whatever they're saying about the gentleman in the back there,
yeah,
that's what I don't know. I can only go
yeah,
by what they said. The only thing that'd make it real for me is if I could see a picture of him.
yeah, and like I
And
said, that's the only way because we don't know his height or time or anything or any of that other stuff. But like I said,
okay.
I'm trying. I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm kind of with Air Force. I mean, I glossed over this thing for years. I've seen this picture. I don't know how many times. I never looked into it before. I just did the quick blurbs, that I could find on it and such. But the more I started looking at it closer and actually blowing it up and looking, I'm over here looking at it like this, going, does her hair fade into him? But no, it's definitely
Right, right.
behind her. But I would have thought he would have more details in the face if he was a
Hmm.
real person there. I would have thought I'd have
Hmm.
seen more details in the face. But it's too hard to say with the time frame it was taken in '97. We know it's film. What level of film
Right.
was it?
Exactly. I
You know?
agree with Hair Force. I agree with Hair Force. The
Yeah,
photo's real. The photo's
yeah,
real.
yeah.
Now, to determine if that is a apparition behind her,
Or a
I
person.
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's too tough to
I
say.
don't know. So that's the photo's real.
Yes, photos
That's
real.
all I
We
can
don't
say
know
about
about
it.
the figure yet.
Yeah, we don't know
But
about because we have not enough on that backstory. Because it looks like a real person.
yeah,
That is if
yeah,
that is an apparition, that's a big one.
yeah, yeah. I mean that goes along the line with certain O face and such. Yeah.
Right.
Um. So yeah, I mean, like I said,
I would say let's just leave it at that. The picture's real. We don't know if the story's real.
yeah, because I've
Okay.
looked at, like I said, I looked at it. I don't know how many times, and I always gloss over because I thought it wasn't real. So
Right.
I understand where he's coming from. I really at one point believed it, but the more I looked into it, hey, I got to look at it closer. So all right,
Yeah,
let's
and you're
see.
right, Air Force. The detail in the face matches everything in the background. You're absolutely right. That's what I said. The picture's real, but we don't know if the story matches what they're saying.
Okay, yeah, I tell you what, we'll do it this way, Air Force. We're gonna go a cockeyed tinfoil on it. How's that?
Yeah, to the side.
Yeah, we'll go decide on that one.
I need to make it like a half one, but I like my Hershey's Kiss.
Yeah, that's not Hershey's Kiss. That's Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah, that
Oh
one
no,
too.
sorry, never mind. Teletubby. Got it.
Teletubby. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody's seen this one too. This has been all over the web
Yeah, it
everywhere.
has. It
And
has.
I have just kind of chucked it off to the side 100 times. I'm going to hit it this time. I know we're way past the hour, but I'm going to hit this one because I keep putting it in to do it and do it and do it. And then I never get to it because we get started on something else and we talk about it forever.
Well,
This
you
is
know
the
what? Go ahead
what?
and keep talking. I'm going to see if Tex has done something and see what time he's on.
Okay, good deal. You check that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm not going to check. I don't care.
We, we just don't care.
We do it. We won't. Whatever we do it, we won't.
Well,
Okay,
I do anyway.
I do too. You think I care? All right, guys. Everybody knows this is the Boot Hill picture is what this is called. This gentleman is a Western actor. The photo was taken as a publicity photo by, yes, the name the guy that took it is Ike Clanton. Okay. Anybody knows anything about Tombstone knows who Ike Clanton was. And yes, this photographer is a descendant of the OK Corral Clantons. This Ike Clanton he owns the quote unquote haunted saloon in modern Tombstone right now. Now the figure shows up, okay, and Clanton later looked at it more closely in the photo and decided the figure is in fact holding a knife where the point just ending just above his collar. It looks to me, most people I've read about and that have looked at it looks like a half mannequin that's been set up out there. Okay. So as we look a little closer, I'm trying to look, where is this knife he's talking about? I can't see it. I don't see anything that looks like a knife or a point.
No.
JD thinks this is real.
The only thing for me that's odd is the placement of it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to start with. I mean, take the inset out, and you just look at it as the picture itself. You can see the Boot Hill tombstones back here, and you look,
It's
and
just
it's just
odd.
out of the blue. Why is this thing in the middle? And why would somebody that would be lurking around be hunched down in the grass like that?
And it doesn't necessarily mean they're hunched down. And what I'm saying is that normally, like the last picture we seen, a
Uh-huh.
loved one, family member, or something, they appear closer to you and
Yeah.
not sitting down in the grass. Like,
Well, this isn't said to be a loved one. This is just said to be a specter on Boot Hill.
okay,
This
so
is not Ike Clanton. The guy that took this picture is named Ike Clanton, who is a descendant of the actual Ike Clanton and the Clantons and McClowrys that were part of the gunfight at the OK Corral. So
yeah,
he
it just
actually
looks
owns that. It's a
it just
publicity
looks a
photo,
little
is what it is.
weird.
To me, it's a publicity photo because when you zoom in, like somebody said, I mean, there's too much there to look at and go, yeah, what am I looking at here?
Can
Why am
you
I?
show us the other picture? Show us the other picture and zoom in on that because I want to look at the clothing.
Yeah, and I can't tell. I honestly can't tell one way or the other right there. But
No,
this is too easy to have faked. I mean, that hat doesn't belong, first of all, because it makes the face look ghostly. And I think that was what was
planned or
actually
wanted to be done.
he wanted that effect. But I don't know if he was the one that put this out there. Like I said, if you own a haunted saloon in Tombstone, Arizona, you would love to have this sucker here. You want that out there because you want people talking. This is complete publicity. Okay.
Hair Force said, "Wrap this pickle in
In
tinfoil."
tinfoil. You are absolutely percent. Because here's the other thing, and I'm going to the picture right after this to show y'all. This is the half
That's an
mannequin of the time.
uncanny resemblance.
Yeah, kind of looks a little about the same, don't it?
That's
Right?
an uncanny resemblance. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we went even a little bit further. We actually did a actual size and eye line measurement. Exact same slope of the shoulders, exact same location of the nose and the dang eyes. The nose looks exactly the same. The lips look exactly the same. Yeah, truth. I think this one,
Yeah,
as much
because
as I
it's
love
sitting
seeing that
awfully
picture out there,
perky. Yeah, it's placed awfully perky in those that high grass. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and it's perfectly sized to be just that half mannequin.
Yeah, yeah, that. Yeah, I think that's dead on for sure.
Yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, no, you're right, JD, you're right. Ike Clanton didn't die in the gunfight at the OK Corral. He died several years later in a bank robbery, and
Hmm.
I don't know that he is actually a one of the parental lineage of the Ike Clanton that took this, or if Ike Clanton that took this is just part of that family in general. There's
Right.
nothing I read about that, but yeah, that one is. I'm sorry. When I started looking at it, and it's another one. Anybody goes out and looks for evidence, you're going to see this picture posted everywhere as some of the
Right,
most
but
famous ghost
you
pictures.
said this picture was taken as a
No,
publicity stunt.
I think that's what they meant to do with it. I think that's what he
Ah,
did. He wanted this thing like this. He wanted the word out about Boot Hill Cemetery being haunted. He wanted this because, hey, if I own that saloon and it's a haunted saloon, and I tell people, hey, look, we even got some pictures out on Boot Hill. We know this town's haunted. It's a ghost town. We got ghosts everywhere. You know how many people are going to be barreling into that town? You don't
yeah,
believe
because
that? Ask the people of Atchison, Kansas, and the
right,
Sally
because
House.
we all know that people who own these supposed haunted locations don't lie. They don't lie
We
about
know a
their
few that don't.
locations.
We know a few that don't. Don't get me wrong. We know a few that don't. But if they're going to sit there and they're promoting it, they're going to use everything they can to their advantage.
And well, and then if you talk to any property owner that's haunted, they will always tell you they have the most haunted property.
Yeah, always. So, and we
That's
say that
why
as
I
we were
do what
talking
I
about
do
Hill
to
House
go out
earlier.
there and find out, is it really?
Yeah,
That's what I do.
definitely tinfoil.
Is it really?
Definitely tinfoil, though. So I'm glad y'all enjoyed that one because that was I appreciate that Air Force. I want all y'all to see that Air Force loves us. Okay,
Yeah. Yay!
we have love. We have love.
Uh,
Where's Poncho? I'm all in my feelers again.
Don't hurt
All right,
his feelers then.
do I want to do another one?
Yeah, let's do another one. I
You
mean,
should.
I don't even see a show for Tex out there.
I'm gonna punch him in the forehead later. Remind me about that. All right, let's see.
You
What's
heard
my
it here
next one?
first.
Oh, looky there. I just did it on a whim there. That just came up automatically there. Well, no, it was next in line, but still. Hi guys. Yeah, there you go. I don't even have to. This is almost as bad as the daggum paintbrush lady. So, okay. Oh, screaming ghost photo. Air Force. Which one are you talking about? The one that looks like the the one from Scream.
Or no, Hair Force. Email the picture to us at truthortinfoil@gmail.com. So go
Yeah, if you
ahead
got
and
it.
email us that picture and we'll take a look at it. No problem.
Yeah, if it's the one I'm thinking about though, that one's been debunked already though. The one that looks like the Scream character in the church or whatever it is. That one's been debunked several years ago, and quite frankly, this one I'll give you the write up that was with this one on
That
the
looks like the Gerber kid. I'm sorry.
kind of looks like the Gerber baby. Now you know who the original Gerber baby was, right?
Who was that?
Humphrey Bogart.
There you go.
This was in 1947. Mrs. Andrews' Baby is what this one's called. The
Yeah.
photo of child appearing over the grave was taken by Mrs. Andrews in 1947. She noticed the ghost when she had the film developed, but she said it wasn't her daughter in the picture. Who the grave is her daughter. Despite there being some graves of children nearby, the child in the picture has never been identified. That's because somebody put it on there after the
That's
fact.
that's because right. That child is still living.
Uh oh, Pancho found I found another chocolate chip cookie. We're gold.
Oh, geez. No, I think, you can tell exactly on this one. This is
Yeah,
just,
there's
this is
no
a
doubt.
no-brainer.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there is just no doubt. Look at it. You could look. That is a picture that has been double exposed over another picture. And
Yep.
these are the ones that get me mad because, in 1947, when this was done, that woman did not even think that this wasn't real because she didn't think somebody would do that to her. I
Well, it probably
guarantee
wasn't
you
done till
somebody
later.
developed and did it. Yeah.
Probably wasn't done till later. So,
And it very well could have been. I mean, but like I said,
yeah.
if she was the one that actually developed the film and saw it then the developer did it to her.
Well,
Or
think
it could
about
have been an
this.
honest mistake.
How many times have we seen pictures of like a postcard that had an overlay, or
The fire picture. The girl in the
right,
fire picture
where
you're
the
talking about.
original picture didn't even have that in it,
No.
and then we can track down the original picture. That yeah, I'm thinking this is
Exactly.
one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, and don't get me wrong. At that time when they were doing developing in the old dark rooms and stuff, they could easily have bled over stuff without even realizing it when they were doing the
Right.
films because they're trying to pump them out as fast as they get them. That could have been somebody's kid, the picture, and somehow the remnant of that picture ended up on this picture. It's I
Well, it
just don't.
depends. Now, depending on the camera, if the film does not advance to the next full frame.
Yeah.
Okay. So if
Yep.
you get if you take a picture of, say, this child, and the next picture you take of the grave, but that first picture of the child, and you advance the film and it doesn't advance all the way, you're going to get that child in the next picture.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, sometimes it was just the camera that did it. There's nothing paranormal about it. It's just your
Yeah.
camera didn't advance the film, or you didn't, move the film forward fast or far enough.
Yeah. Once again, we're all tinfoiled on this one all the way around. Just no way
Yeah.
around it. That's just straight out tinfoil. It's almost
It
like these big.
is, like I said, it's tinfoil. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
That being said, y'all got to quit talking about cookies while we're here because I'm getting a little hungry there. All right. Dunk. Why are you dunking lemon cookies? Wait a second. What kind of lemon cookies? First of all, now I've dunked lemon cookies before. Never had no problem. I don't know what she's having a problem with, but
I don't know. I love
okay.
lemon cookies. So
Hang on. Let's see what I'm gonna look real quick, and I'm gonna see if Air Force sent me that picture.
well, that's okay. We can look at that on another show.
Yeah, I just want to see if I got it. Make sure
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it. He got the email right, so I'm just doing a quick look. Wait a second. Hold the phone now. We'll look at it different because I'm gonna have to send this to you. We're gonna have to look at this one. We really are.
Okay.
If my phone would
Okay.
let me bring it up, I would do it, but it's not doing anything. It's like
Okay.
I want to view the
Well,
image.
we'll put Air Force. We'll put it on next week.
Yeah, we'll
Like I
pull it
said,
on.
I'm
We'll take
not
a look
going to
at it.
Texas. Yeah, I'm not going to Texas next week, so we can look at it this week.
Yeah. My phone sucks, by the way. So
absolutely.
All right, so we're not going to mess with
There
it
you
anymore
go.
right now. I'm going to stop.
No,
I'm going to stop because I don't
because
think
we probably still have another half hour more of pictures.
Oh, well, I've got 3 more pictures that we could have done, and it would have been an interesting time. So
exactly. So we'll just save those to next week, and then we'll take a look at that picture Air Force sends. And
so then we'll knock it out. And I still need to get with Krista. Krista, you need to listen to this sooner or later whenever you decide to wake up from your trip this weekend.
She was exhausted.
I want her in here so we could talk about that one picture and the pictures of God, what was it? Tom Hildstrand or something.
She's got all the information. You're talking about the Waverly Hills photos and the Zombie Road photos.
Yeah, that dude. I want
Okay,
to do a full. We could do a full show on this guy because of the stuff he's done.
Yeah,
God
and
rest his soul, because, I mean,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you
and
guys can do a show together just on those photos alone. So
yeah,
I wouldn't even need to be here. You'll be fascinated.
Oh no! Your butt is going to be here.
Done these. I've already done these pictures.
Well, good. You can keep me in check.
I'm telling you. Yeah, that's all right. We'll get us both in here. Yeah. We'll get us both in here. And then we'll throw in some other pictures and see what happens too.
we're gonna put the sign out that says
Right.
"The blonde become the truth."
That, right.
All right, guys.
But anyway,
You
so
guys,
make sure make sure you got your notification bell on for Texas Front Porch, Truth or Tinfoil, Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and Blondes and Booze. Um, because I don't see a show for Tex right now, but that doesn't mean he's not going to make one. And it's 7 o'clock is his normal time.
well, like I said, he went all the way to 10 something, and I know he had a little going away party for a guy in our hometown on Saturday. So
Yeah,
I haven't talked to him since. So
well, I seen him late last night, because we did the show.
oh yeah, I downloaded it so I could put it out on the podcast. I'm like, what are they doing at midnight?
Yeah, ghost hunting.
Yeah, or watching somebody else ghost hunt.
Yeah, we were going. No, we were saying go this way, go that way. Can you turn the camera this way?
y'all
But
were
we were having a great time.
Man, sorry, fishing took precedent. I was going to sleep. So
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. There was enough of us doing it. I mean, you can wait for the evidence, because Paul's got a good one.
yeah, he still needs to send that to me too. So
He's
Paul,
not going to send it to you. He'll send it
Paul,
to you when he's
bring
on.
it with you. You better bring it with you when you're on. And how's that? You gonna play it close
Yeah.
to the chest like everybody else? It's mine. It's mine.
No, it was. I watched it and I was like, oh.
Well, he'll have to do his cut and pasting and figuring out all the crap that he needs to actually to get the whole bit, without putting a 4-hour long video up.
Oh, I've already got it.
Oh, I'm not even talking to you no more now.
I've already got it.
You gotta bring it. You gotta bring it.
Yeah, he's gonna bring it, but I have it. I've looked at it.
I want all you to realize, everybody out there, I want you to realize what I got to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Barton's got a show at 8:30 tonight.
Who does?
Barton, according to what Moon's saying right there.
Paranormal Roundtable comes on tonight.
Is he on it maybe tonight? I would think he'd be sleeping too, though.
I don't know.
Yes. Air Force, you're 100% right. Keep your skeptical on at all times.
That's right. I always do, because you know what? If you throw a picture out there, you better be able to take the flack.
I guess Barton's coming on right now, according to Gary. So.
Okay. Well, then he's probably going to come on before Josh. So he'll probably do an hour show, and then there's Josh. But then, Infamous Minds.
Stuff, so yeah.
Infamous Minds should be coming on at 7. And don't forget to watch Texas Front Porch tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central, it is Bigfoot Michigan Rob and Beyond BMR with his co-host Krista. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m., it is Donnie Cho Says Stuff. At 8 p.m., it's Inhumanoids with Barton Nunley. On Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central, it's Blondes and Booze. At 10 p.m. Central, it's Monica Rollins with Our Paranormal World. On Fridays, Blondes and Booze one more time at 7 p.m. Central. On Saturday at 7 p.m., our friend Paranormal Paul with Paranormal Among Us comes on at at 8 p.m. I think Josh's new show is on Rumble, and that comes on at 8 p.m. Central. So make sure you check that out on Rumble. On Sundays, of course, we're here at 5 p.m. Central with Truth or Tinfoil with myself and Randy Gilbert. Then 7 p.m. should be Tex and Infamous Minds, but we're going to figure out what happened. I don't know.
And Diva Dimension tomorrow night. Don't forget that one. That's at 7 tomorrow night.
I don't know.
You'll be all right.
It's like I don't know.
You know what?
I'm just like,
look for the little bells when they come up, and you say, "Oh, I got to get over there." There you go.
Right? Yeah, that's what I said. Hit your notification buttons. I mean, I know I say it like every show I'm on, but
John,
you can help me out by hitting the notification bells and make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure you're still subscribed, because I'm telling you that a lot of people are being unsubscribed by YouTube. So
really,
all right, everybody. I guess we're done.
I'll unsubscribe here. I don't need that.
Yeah, and please share us out. Everybody who's still here, please share us out. All right, we'll see everybody next Sunday, 5 p.m. Central.
All right, guys. Laters.